Hello, I am Brian Zirkle, owner here at HoSz of Sportz, and also one of the lead instructors for both baseball and softball. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about how we get warmed up prior to our baseball, softball practices. Got Cash Zirkle, 12U Hustler, here to help me out today. One of the first things we do when we get into to our practices is we stretch, obviously. We get a nice dynamic warm-up in. We get our body flowing with a nice good run, and then we stretch our body out so we're nice and limber and everything is nice and fluid. So after that, we work our way into playing some catch. So the way a baseball, softball works is these things on the softball, baseball are called seams, these red things right here. We try to teach our kids to throw a 4-seam fastball every time they throw a ball across the diamond. Less movement that way, straighter the ball flows. So in order to do that, we look at this baseball and we see that there is a C on this baseball, or a backwards C. So what we like to do is we like our 2 fingers to cross that C backwards or this way, and in doing so we ensure that we throw a 4-seam fastball to our teammate across the diamond. When we're fielding the ground ball, we're catching a pop-up, we always want to throw a 4-seam fastball. Straighter the better. Easier to catch, better it is on our target. First thing we start with is wrist snaps. So we grab it into our 4-seam right here. From right here we get about 5 to 10 feet away from our partner and we work on wrist snaps. So from this motion we like to get our elbow up, shoulder height. We work our wrists only, and we are really working, snapping that wrist and getting that ball to spin a bunch of times in rotation. So it'll look something like this.
Third baseman does not. So you want, if it's a goal at the same time, you give it to the third baseman on that throw, okay?
Good. After we do a couple times of that, we do about 7 to 10 of those per kid. Get our wrists nice and loose. We then back up to about 20 feet away. From here, we do what we call a show and throw. We will show the ball behind us. Okay. We will check out our grip, making sure we're holding that thing on a 4-seam fastball. Okay. Show our grip, point to our target with either our glove or our elbow, I don't care which one you do. And what we like to do is we like to pull our target towards our heart. Okay, so we pull our target towards our heart. We show this ball behind us, point to our target, nice good rock, we throw, we follow through. Okay, partner does the same thing back to us. Ensuring hands high, we're the same on both sides. We want our arms up on both sides, okay? So the elbow up. So no matter when we're fielding the ground ball, boom, catching a pop-up, boom, we're always getting equal, okay? Getting equal. So we show and throw, right? And throw.
Get back here. Right? Imagine there's just 2 for all of this.
After that, we do that about 10-15 times. We then back up and we start working on a little bit of our footwork. Okay, so now when we're doing this drill, we call this a catch and separate. So as we are receiving the ball here, we are already starting our pre-footwork so that we can catch it, okay? Catch, step, and throw. Okay, so we're trying to catch, step, and throw over and over. So we're not catching and gunning it back to our partner. We're catching and separating, setting ourselves back up so that our partner can do the same thing to us. It'll look something like this. Watch Cash's feet.
Everybody's got a job right now, right? Everybody.
Catch to a separate.
These 2 are hung
As
up.
that ball's coming to me,
You crash, what do?
catch to a separate. Okay? So now if the ball is thrown offline, we don't want to reach across our body and catch this ball. So I'm going to throw a ball, a little offline. His goal here is to move his body, to set his body up so that he can throw this ball back to me quickly.
There we go. And we have no picture for this.
Setting his body up, working around the baseball. Ball's coming, I work around it, boom, set yourself up to throw. Okay? After about 10 to 15 of those, we then back it up, we stretch it out, and we play a little bit of long toss. For the long toss, we like to involve our lower half, so we like to little slide shuffle. Okay, so a little slide shuffle to throw to our partner. We should always follow through, downward, okay? We should never fall off to the side. We should never throw and stand straight up. We should always be throwing and following through to our target. Cash, couple. That's how we get loose. And then we move on to our everyday drills. Video number 2.
Set up in front of the plate until the
We said blues were real. Hold on, wait. Couldn't you have just when you dropped the balls and you could have just kept on going, you just set up on Yes, you.
Hi, Brian Zirkle from HoSz Sportz. Today we'll be working on video number 3 of our mini series. After we have properly stretched and played catch, we work on what we call our EDDs, our everyday drills, something that we like our athletes to do every day. You can do these with a partner or up against a wall. You can use your glove or you can use your bare hand. Here are the drills that we like to go through, take about 5 to 10 minutes. Here we go. All right, Cash, here we go. First thing we like to work on is what we call a give. Okay, there are 2 different kinds of ground balls you're going to get. You're going to get that soft ground ball, and you're going to get that ground ball that's hopping with kind of the in-between hop. So the first thing we're going to work on is that nice smooth ground ball that we field out in front of our triangle, okay? And we field and we bring to our throwing hip. It's going to look like this. Good. After we get 5 reps of that, we work on the short hops. Now with the short hops, we like to stick, okay? Instead of the give, we like to stick so that our body is able to work through that ball. So as we go to stick, we give a little step with our foot, and we're able to work through that ball and get ourselves into a nice throwing position. So here's the short hops. Stick it out in front. Good. Stick it out in front. Good. Short hops. Once we go through those, you can do anywhere from 5 to 20 reps, each one of those. We're going to now show you the forehands. So now he opens his body up and he's going to work on the forehand, same thing. Nice roll with a nice easy give. Okay, nice roll with a nice easy give. All we're working on right now is good glove work. Good glove work over and over. All right, now into the short hops. Same thing. Forehands with the short hops. He's going to stick it. Stick it out in front. His head is on the ball. I no longer see his eyes. Everything is focused on that ball going into the glove. Okay? Working glove work. Working glove work. Here we go. Next thing we do is the hardest of all of them, the backhands. Okay? The backhand one is something you kind of need to work your way up to. It's one of the tougher plays in all of baseball and softball. Okay? First, we're going to go with what we call the open stance. So start in the normal stance real quick, Cash. He is going to pop his hips to field that ball on the backhand so that he is still in his throwing motion and able to throw that ball across the field. He's going to do the gives first, and then he's going to do the sticks. 5 gives. Nice easy gives, elbow bent. He's bringing that ball back. Okay. Giving that ball back. Good. Here we go with the sticks, the hard part. Here we go. Let's see. Under a little pressure here now. Good. Good sticks. Keep the chin on it. Keep the chin on it. Now you can make this as hard as you want on your partner, as easy as you want on your partner. I like to challenge, okay? Challenge. Sometimes it's a soft hop. Sometimes it's a fast, hard hop. Okay? Sometimes it's a long hop. Sometimes it's a real short hop. You challenge your partner by throwing this ball where you want to. Okay, a little piece of advice, draw a little X on the ground if you're having some trouble throwing the ball in a certain area. One thing that I'd like to explain to you real quick while we do this is, Cash, come on up and get in that infield position again, facing the camera. Okay, we like to do what we call is we got a triangle here. We've got both of his feet at the base, and then his glove is at the top of this triangle. We do not want to field this ball in the middle of our triangle. We want to field it out in front with our eyes located on that ball, taking a small step with our glove foot so that we can get our body into throwing position to throw that ball across the field. These are our everyday drills and something that you and your child should work on daily if you'd really like to improve your glove work. Thank you, and stay tuned to check out video number 4.